DoorDash is transitioning away from independent contractors. And here's why. Since DoorDash began in 2013, they have been persistent about keeping their workers independent contractors. Their thought was that it would be cheaper than having to pay all their workers benefits, so they poured millions of dollars into getting Prop 22 approved. For those of you who don't know, Prop 22 exempts app-based transportation and delivery companies from providing employee benefits to certain drivers. So a few days ago, when the news story broke that DoorDash would be hiring actual employees to complete deliveries, it came as a shock to me. So let's go over what's happening exactly. So let's start with this article from CNN Business. It says, DoorDash is jumping on the speedy delivery trend. Starting Monday, the company is offering 10 to 15 minute delivery in New York City from a new Dash Mart, which stocks groceries, household goods, and packaged restaurant products. Customers within the delivery zone will see the new option under a convenience tab in the app or on the DoorDash website. With the launch, DoorDash is following a model that has been embraced by a number of startups trying to upend delivery in urban areas. Companies like GoPuff, Gorillas, and Fridge No More have been setting up and stocking warehouses in major cities around the world with promises of super fast delivery. DoorDash is offering rapid delivery in just one location to start, but it's hoping to scale up in other areas. As it considers settings that are more spread out than New York City, the company will rethink what it can offer, said DoorDash President Christopher Payne. We then move on to an article from Eater.com, which goes into a little bit more detail of what exactly DoorDash is trying to do. It says food delivery behemoth DoorDash is joining a wave of startups like BuyK, Gorillas, and Joker to launch 15-minute grocery delivery in New York City. Crain's New York reports that the company has launched the new venture called DashMart this week from a location in Chelsea and will hire actual employees instead of relying solely on contractors. This is the first DashMart location to debut in the country, and expansion plans are already in the works with a handful of future New York City locations will follow in 2022, according to DoorDash's head of policy. Now, let's stop right there for a second, because I don't know why in this article it says that this is the first DashMart location to debut in the country. That's just not true. There's a bunch of DashMarts all across the country already. I think what they meant is that this is the first one to do 15-minute ultra-fast delivery. But let's keep reading. It says DashMart is attempting to set itself apart from the competition in the space by tapping into its existing customer base who already use the app to buy goods like toilet paper and grocery items, according to Crain's. The company also plans to stock DashMart with items from popular restaurants in the city, including Carbone's line of pasta sauces and Roberta's frozen pizzas. So from that article, we move on to another one from Time Magazine, which honestly is probably the best report I've seen out of all the ones I read. It says, starting Monday, DoorDash is offering grocery delivery in 15 minutes or less in the Chelsea neighborhood in New York. But instead of the army of gig workers it typically relies on to fulfill orders, DoorDash is forming a new company called Dash Corps to employ couriers to handle the deliveries. Unlike DoorDash's gig workers who set their own hours and decide which orders to deliver, Dash Corps workers will work a set schedule, usually between 25 to 40 hours per week. Pay starts at $15 per hour. They will also be offered medical, dental, and vision insurance. So I wanted to give you guys my thoughts about this whole thing. So basically what all this is saying is that DoorDash founded I guess you could call it sub company called Dash Corps, which will now offer ultra fast delivery, which is grocery delivery in 15 minutes or less. And it's hiring actual employees that get paid $15 an hour plus tips and get benefits like it mentioned in that article. So I honestly think this is a cool idea. I honestly think DoorDash is moving in the right direction when it comes to all the things that they're doing as a company, but I don't necessarily agree with how they treat their Dashers. I don't know if that's necessarily moving in the right direction, but DoorDash as an overall company seems to be thinking of new ways to keep innovating as a delivery service. So I want to ask you guys, would you be willing to do this ultra fast delivery if you had to work 25 to 40 hours a week, you got paid $15 an hour plus tips, and you got benefits? Because in my opinion, I think I would. I think I would like that, actually. I like to get orders done as quickly as possible anyway. If you have to get it done in 15 minutes or less, that means you could probably do 4 orders per hour, and that means 4 tips per hour if the customer does tip, which I feel like 50% or more probably would. And if the average tip is like $3, then you could potentially be making like $21 to $30 an hour, which wouldn't be bad at all. Like, If I could make that consistently throughout my entire shift, I think that would be worth it. Also, another cool thing about this is it says in that article that DoorDash knows that in order to get the groceries delivered in under 15 minutes, it knows that it can only have a certain mile radius around where people can order from. So I assume that's going to be around like maybe 2 miles, maybe less. So I feel like you'd be putting less miles on your car because all the orders are going to be within like a 2-mile radius, which means there's not going to be any high mileage orders. And so I think that could be worth it in the end. I mean, low mileage orders plus $15 an hour guaranteed plus tips, and you get benefits. Doesn't sound too bad to me at all. So leave your comments down below if this is something you'd be interested in, because I'm curious to see. But in that Time Magazine article, it also goes on to say some other stuff, but I'll just sum it up for you real quick instead of reading the whole thing. But basically it said that DoorDash didn't think that us independent contractors would be not necessarily qualified, but more like we wouldn't be willing to take the orders and get them delivered in under 15 minutes because we don't have guaranteed pay, and also they don't want anyone declining orders because then that's going to make the customer wait even longer. And so they were pretty much like, oh, we know a lot of our independent contractors don't really care too much. They just cherry pick, they take what orders they want, and we want our customer service to be at the top when it comes to ultra fast delivery. So we're gonna hire actual employees who have to take every order, who get paid $15 minimum plus tips, and we'll give them benefits. And that way they actually have an incentive to get orders done quickly. And also we can rely on them more than just independent contractors. So I'm wondering if this is something DoorDash is going to be leaning more towards, making all Dashers actual employees. I do think that customers would be way more satisfied than having independent contractors do all the deliveries, because like a lot of you probably know, a lot of Dashers only work a couple hours a week. They don't really care. And so if DoorDash were able to wean out all those people, say you have to work 25 to 40 hours a week, set schedule, you'll get paid this amount of money, then I think all the Dashers out there would be a lot more reliable and just better in general. So I'm wondering if this is where DoorDash is going. I don't think this will happen anytime soon, but maybe by like 2023, we could be seeing an even bigger transition, or maybe they'll start opening up other jobs that are actual employees. I don't know, but it is interesting to read about all this. And honestly, if it comes around in my area, I'll probably do it, because if I can guarantee myself over $20 an hour, then that's better than having to accept, decline, figure out what orders to take, do all this other stuff when it comes to being an independent contractor. I think it would actually be nice to do that. I wonder if they still let you set your own schedule, but you actually have to work the hours that you schedule yourself for. I don't know how it all works. But anyways, just thought I'd update you guys with what's going on with DoorDash. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.